Kyle Rittenhouse has been claimed to have provoked the attacks on him. And the idea behind this is that, well, if you provoke somebody into attacking you, then you can't use self-defense in your claim. Wrong. Well, sort of wrong. And you're going to find out here as to why, even if Kyle provoked the attack by Joseph Rosenbaum, it makes no difference. Hello out there. I'm trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
So let's take a look at the self-defense laws in Wisconsin. And this has to do with provocation. Okay, and the idea behind it is that Kyle, by walking around with his rifle, somehow provoked the attack by Joseph Rosenbaum. Well, I don't quite understand how just walking around with a rifle would provoke an attack. Usually I would think that would discourage an attack. But let's suppose that he did. Let's suppose that walking around with a rifle constitutes a provocation under Wisconsin law. It doesn't. And there's a very obvious reason as to why it doesn't. Open carry is legal in Wisconsin. They wouldn't have made open carry legal in Wisconsin if they felt that it provoked violence. But at any rate, let's just assume that it does. Okay, so we have old Kyle Rittenhouse provoking poor, innocent Joseph Rosenbaum, who was there to just mind his own business, to attack him. What does it say? Her, and thereby does provoke an attack, is not entitled to claim the privilege of self-defense against such attack. Now, that's where everybody stopped reading. Oh, we got him now. They go online. You can't provoke an attack. If you do, you can't claim self-defense. But it says, except when the attack which ensues is of a type causing the persons engaging in the unlawful conduct to reasonably believe that he or she is in imminent danger of death or great bodily harm. In other words, that whole deal I read about provocation does not apply in Kyle's case, because Kyle is going to make a claim, and he's going to make a very good one, that he faced serious bodily harm. In such a case, the person engaging in the unlawful conduct is privileged to act in self-defense, but the person is not privileged to resort to the use of force intended or likely to cause death to the person's assailant, unless the person reasonably believes he or she has exhausted every other reasonable means to escape or otherwise avoid death or great bodily harm at the hands of his or her assailant. Now, we think, well, wait a minute. That's great. Got old Kyle now, because I can make a claim that he didn't exhaust all alternatives to attacking Joseph. Well, let's read a little bit further. Part B, the privilege lost by provocation may be regained if the actor in good faith withdraws from the fight and gives adequate notice thereof to his or her assailant. Oh no, that destroys it. Kyle may have provoked Joseph Rosenbaum to attack him. There's no evidence of it. There isn't a shred of evidence that Kyle provoked Joseph Rosenbaum. But let's suppose he did. Doesn't make any difference. He ran from Joseph. He ran from Joseph, and therefore he regained his right to self-defense. Let's read it again. The privilege lost by provocation. In other words, if you provoked a incident and you did not exhaust all other alternative means of escaping the attack, the privilege lost by provocation may be regained if the actor in good faith, and Kyle is the actor, withdraws from the fight. Gee, I think running from Joseph is withdrawing about as much as withdrawing can be, and gives adequate notice thereof to his or her assailant. Now, the very act of running should tell Joseph Rosenbaum that the person is not going to want to stay there and fight you. But just for good measure, he yelled, "Friendly, friendly," as he's running. So he covered his bases in both cases there. Now, let's go ahead and read C here. A person who provokes an attack, whether by lawful or unlawful conduct, with intent to use such an attack as an excuse to cause death or great bodily harm to his or her assailant, is not entitled to claim that privilege of self-defense. In other words, if you can prove that Kyle's carrying of the weapon was really designed to provoke somebody to attack him so he could shoot him, you got yourself a winner. Unfortunately, there's no evidence of that. And we have tons and tons of video showing Kyle walking around, asking for anybody needs help. He even was approached by 3 black males who wanted to get into an argument with him, and he walked away from them. Ultimately, the standard here is going to be very high. You're going to have to prove that Kyle could not have done anything except provoke somebody into an attack so that he could shoot the person. You would have to have, for example, maybe a Facebook message. He types on Facebook, "Oh, tomorrow I'm going to go to the protest, and I think if I carry my rifle around, someone's going to provoke me and I will shoot them." Unfortunately, they already cruised over Kyle's Facebook messages very thoroughly, found nothing. So, sorry, it's a dumb argument. The idea that Kyle Rittenhouse provoked the attack and therefore loses his self-defense right, it's not based on Wisconsin statutes. Like my video, subscribe to my channel. As long as there are anti-Kyles out there, I'll have plenty more dumb arguments to produce. To highlight.